What's up guys, and welcome to the channel. Obviously if you clicked on this video it's because you're interested in the skid plate by E-Line for the DRZ, and that's exactly what we're going to go over today. This is not by any means a comprehensive review, but it is my opinions and thoughts, and well, my first thoughts on it, because I haven't really written very long on it. However, when I got the DRZ, I knew right away that I wanted to replace the stock skid plate with something a little bit more beefy and that gave a little more protection around the edges towards the engine. Because it was basically just a metal plate on the bottom that covered in between the two frame rails, and then two little plastic pieces on the side. If you have a DRZ, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, as I looked around, I really liked a lot of the options that they had that were made out of aluminum. They looked beefy, they looked cool on the bike. The biggest downfall I found is, especially with people I knew that got them, was the harmonics of it. Obviously the DRZ has a one-cylinder thumper engine, and that thing vibrates like crazy. Again, if you have a DRZ, you know what I'm talking about. So as that thing is vibrating like crazy, that piece of aluminum becomes like a musical instrument. And the way that it's curved around the bottom of the bike and facing towards you, it's literally sending vibration and noise right at you. For some people, they don't care about that. For me, my DRZ isn't an off-road machine as much as it is a round-town machine, so I don't want to listen to that. And as much as people have tried using rubber gaskets and all kinds of stuff to dampen it, even the best attempts, I could still hear it, and it was loud, and it bothered me. So anyway, I had seen a Cerbis or a Cerbis, depending on how you pronounce it, I don't know, made some plastic, heavy-duty plastic skid plates, and they didn't have one for the DRZ, at least not at the time I was shopping. Maybe they have one now. I don't know. It was mostly for dirt bikes. So unfortunately that wasn't an option. But I started looking down that road and trying to find either a carbon fiber or a heavy-duty plastic skid plate for the DRZ. I came across a video by Dork in the Road. If you don't know his channel, check it out. I'll definitely link it in the description below. He's got a great channel, especially if you like off-road, dual sporting, and moto camping. He actually just announced today that he's quitting his job and going full-time YouTube. So Dork in the Road, congratulations to you. So anyway, I came across his video, and the skid plate that he's using was a carbon fiber skid plate made by E-Line Accessories. You can check out their website. I'll link that below as well. And I really loved the way the skid plate looked on the bike. I never saw one in person, so I wasn't quite sure, so I took a chance and I ordered it. I believe it's $174.99, the price. I ordered it in January, and I ended up getting it in May. Yeah. Now, we were going through coronavirus and the pandemic and all that, and so it wasn't really E-Line's fault. Matter of fact, they continually emailed me and asked me if I wanted a refund for the product because they were so unsure of when it was going to get there, they couldn't give me any information on it. But they stayed in touch, and I really liked that about them. So I told them I'm not worried about it. I mean, it was January, February, March. I really wasn't riding it all anyway. Bike was sitting in the garage. I figured, whatever. Anything I order, I'm going to be waiting for. I'll wait. They stayed in touch, and they even gave me a small discount when it finally came. When it came and I opened up the box, man, the thing was beautiful. Fit and finish, the quality of the product was great. We're going to go ahead and take a look at it on the bike. I'm going to tell you some of the things I really like about it, and I'm going to tell you a couple things that unfortunately I wasn't that happy about. So come with me, let's get down on the ground and take a look at this thing. So here we are. Here's the skid plate. As you can see, it is really nice looking carbon fiber, really high quality. Now as we look down on this side, this is where the bolt that goes into one of the stock holes from the stock skid plate. And unfortunately, I was really hoping that all the attachments would go into some of the stock holes. But these two bolts up here, and I'm going to show you, unfortunately I didn't do an installation video, but I'm going to show you the pieces that these connect to. Now they're literally little aluminum hooks that go around the frame rails of your bike. And then you have to try to line this screw up and get it threaded a little bit. They actually recommend taping one of them to the frame because, let me tell you, I struggled with this thing for an hour trying to get these things lined up. So, I recommend, if you do get this, that you not only tape your frame rail, but also put tape around the hook that hooks around your frame rail. So it attaches here and then it comes around and hooks around your frame rail, like kind of like that, and then you have to get it in place, and as you tighten it down, it pulls this up to the frame rail. But as I tried doing it before I taped it, it scratched up my frame rails, so there's a spot where now water's going to get to and it's going to rust. I'm not happy about that. And it wouldn't be such a big deal if I didn't have to take it off every time I did an oil change. Now you see they bent it really nicely and shaped it around all the frame rails and everything, and they tried to leave you a spot so that when you change the oil you could do it without removing this. However, as you can see, look how close it is to the edge of this thing. There is no way, number one, I'm even probably going to get a socket in there, but even if I could get a socket in there and get that drain bolt out, you know a third of the oil is going on the other side of this and running down inside the skid plate, making a complete mess, and the next time I go anywhere near dirt, it's just going to stick in there. It's going to be a mess. So every time this thing has to come off, every time you change the oil, which again wouldn't be such a big deal if the bolts that mounted it went to the stock, you know, spots where the stock skid plate mounted to. But they didn't. And I think the reason why is, and I could be wrong, I don't know, but I think this same skid plate is used for both the DRZ and for a Kawasaki. And so I think they made it so that it can attach to both. And, you know, from a production standpoint, that was good for them, bad for us. I would have rather had one that's completely designed for the DRZ. And again, I could be wrong. Maybe that's not how they did it. But if not, then I don't understand why they didn't just make two attachment points where the old skid plate attached to the frame of this bike and put holes there to attach right there. It would have made so much more sense, and this thing would have been a breeze to take off every time you had to change the oil. Instead, you're going to have to take this whole thing off each time and then struggle again with trying to get these things lined up. And, you know, the first one isn't bad because you can kind of reach behind a little bit and get it started. And unless you have a friend like on the other side with some really long needle-nose pliers maybe holding it in place, I don't know. I was trying to do it myself, and I could just say, I know it's going to be a pain in the ass every time I have to do this to change the oil. So I wasn't really happy about that. As far as the fit and finish, this thing looks amazing. I really am happy with the quality. It looks great on the bike, I think, in my opinion. It matches the carbon fiber sleeves that I put on my fork tubes, which are not from E-Line, but I see that now they actually make fork tube covers as well. So I would probably, if I had to do it all over again, I would order them from E-Line. As a company, they were great to deal with. Customer service was awesome. The product looks awesome. Like I said, the only issue I have is the installation of this product. I'm not happy with the way that you had to install this. So, short of that, I think it's a great product. I give it a thumbs up for sure. I recommend, if you're looking into it, to order one. And besides that, what else can I say? I have no idea how it'll hold up off-roading, because I really don't do too much off-roading. I just wanted a better looking skid plate than the factory one. So I haven't hit this with any big rocks or anything, and probably never will. It definitely covers a lot more of the engine from the side than the one that you got stock with the DRZ. So it's got a lot better coverage. It goes back further as well. They also sell at E-Line, you can get exhaust covers that match and are carbon fiber, which is pretty cool. So I think they got some really great products. The fit and finish and the quality is awesome. I just don't know long term how it'll hold up. But of course, as everything else, I'll keep you guys posted with that. Alright guys, what's up? So just to recap on that, as far as fit and finish of the product, 9 out of 10. As far as quality of the product, 9 out of 10. It's some really good looking carbon fiber, no blemishes on it whatsoever. As far as ease of installation, gonna have to give it a 5 out of 10. Not happy with the installation process or the way they decided to mount it. But overall, a big thumbs up. I still wouldn't let that stop me from getting it. It's a great looking product. So overall, I would say 8 out of 10 for the E-Line skid plate for the DRZ. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you can, give this video a like. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that other stuff, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. God bless you.